Hello there guys, welcome to another episode of This Is Pure Wrestling, and on today's show I'm going to be giving you my Raw review, giving you the good and the bad points, and also giving you a Raw rating. So in the comment section below, if you can interact with me guys, let me know your Raw rating, what you thought of the show, and give me all the good and the bad points if you'd like. And yeah, just interact with me guys, I'd like to hear all your comments, every comment's appreciated. And don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the description below guys, all my social media will be there, like my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram. I'll also put my email there too, and also my Wrestling Amino. If you guys are on Wrestling Amino, if you haven't got it, download the app. It's such a great community. You can talk to all wrestling fans around the world, put up polls, put up questions, all different types of things. It's so great, and you can see other people, latest news, you can communicate through chats. It's such a great community. There's not been one bad person on there as of yet I've had. It's a great community. If you love wrestling, it's going to be great for you. There's not just WWE, there is Lucha Underground, there's so much different type of stuff, so please go ahead and download it. So sit back and enjoy this video. Don't forget to interact with me in the comments as I've already said. And yes, we're going to go straight into the bad things, get the depressing stuff over with, and then we'll go into the good things. Hope you can understand that. I don't want to leave the video on a depressing note, I'd rather leave it on a happy note. Because basically the way I watched Raw, I didn't go through and watch the whole show because my opinion on Raw is very bad at the moment. I'm just not enjoying Raw in general. There's some bits on Raw I enjoyed, and I was going to watch the full episode today, and I doubted it, and I asked one of my friends, and he told me Raw wasn't any good, it was alright. So I basically went through on YouTube, on WWE YouTube account, and I just basically watched the highlights. So if I miss anything, sorry about that guys. Basically the first point I wanted to say, which was pretty bad, was Neville jobbing. I don't know about you guys, but I thought Neville basically jobbed tonight, and I don't want to see that. Neville is such a great superstar. He was great on NXT, he's been great since he came to WWE. Why is he jobbing? And I know they're trying to get Bo Dallas over. It's great. That was one of my good points, was Bo Dallas picking up a win. But why Neville? Why? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, it's good that Bo's beat Neville, which he's been a great superstar, but he's not got momentum himself, so why shove Neville in to job? Another bad point on Raw, I thought that Braun Strowman again had jobbers. Now, at the beginning I was like, oh, here we go again. The same old thing that Raw are going to do. Strowman's going to moan about people, and it happened. But then the good part about it is that Sami Zayn come down. Now, it's all good Sami Zayn coming down, but I had doubts with Sami Zayn for the one reason only, and that was because I didn't want him to come down and get basically destroyed by Braun Strowman. That's what I thought they was going to do. And what they see is just Braun Strowman basically just throw him, and then that was it, he just walked away. And it showed Sami Zayn's guts by getting back into the ring, wanting to fight the person that's been dominating three people. Bayley potentially injured. I've heard rumours that she may be actually injured from the Dana Brooke match. One of the shocking moments of the night, which I've classed as a good point, because as the feud goes on, the heel always should get the first win and then have the face chase. So I do think that's a good point in a way, even though I don't really like Dana Brooke that much at the moment. That's just my opinion, but Bayley potentially injured is a bad sign. Now, we all know Bayley can be a main eventer. At the moment, they're just keeping it with Charlotte and Sasha. They're trying to hold out the whole thing, but I do think it's bad if Bayley is injured, because not only that, with Survivor Series coming up and Bayley potentially injured, with their women's roster low as it is, it looks like they could be suffering for that main event picture, and also the Survivor Series women's match between Raw and SmackDown. Sheamus losing and Cesaro on the phone and laughing. I think it's going towards like a Team Hell No sort of situation. I don't know if you remember with Kane and Daniel Bryan. I'm sure everyone should remember. I want to see Cesaro and Sheamus, if they're going to be a tag, which I didn't agree with in the beginning, but then I sort of warmed up to it. They made us warm up to it, and then now I sort of think that they're taking the pee a little bit by showing that they're losing because the other one, and then it's just all dragged out. Jericho keeps losing. Now this is a thing that's really agitating me, is because Jericho is one of the main points on Raw at the moment why people watch. Jericho is one of the best heels ever on Raw, and I don't know why they keep making him lose. I know he's putting people over, but Seth's already over. Why is he putting Seth Rollins over? And I know it's trying to show storyline, but we see this match last week. It's been repeated yet again. I just think Raw are lazy with things that they're doing. I don't know, but to me, guys, I just get bored of watching the same things. I know it's a feud between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, but for the first time, I was actually bored of a Seth Rollins match because I've already seen it. That's a shocking thing to say, because Seth Rollins, it's not Seth Rollins' fault. It's the WWE being so boring and plain with their ideas. I honestly felt that the Rusev scene was pretty much of an idea just quickly rushed together and put together. I feel that they're rushing this and they're struggling for ideas. I was seeing the Lana slap against Reigns coming from a mile. I could predict it so easy. I just think they're getting pretty boring and they're struggling with ideas for this feud. Now, I love this feud. I love Reigns and Rusev going at it in a mid-card championship match. I love the whole idea of being in Hell in a Cell, because Reigns' last match in Hell in a Cell was great against Bray Wyatt. Now, Rusev's great as a heel and he's a great wrestler. I can't see what can go wrong with this, but the build-up for it is pretty slow and it's getting a bit boring and emotionless. I'm not interested at the moment. I'm interested in what's going to happen, but I'm not interested in the build-up. Mark Henry picking up the win with a pin. It's great for Mark Henry, don't get me wrong. He's a veteran in the ring, but why? Just why? The match seemed pointless. I didn't understand it. So that's my personal opinion. I feel like it's a bad point in that sort of respect. Another bad point was Stephanie and Mick Foley's scene where they was talking about going up against SmackDown. I felt that Stephanie coming over so cheesy. I'm so used to her as that heel. She's a great heel. She's alright when she's nice, but then when she gets into like all this happy go Stephanie, it didn't run by me. I was like, what? I don't know about you guys. I can just see her turning on Nick coming a mile off. Now, another good thing, as always, Kevin Owens and Jericho. These two are the best two heels, and not only the storyline tonight. I didn't enjoy the match as much as I said, but the storyline a little bit behind it was decent. I could put up with a rubbish match now and again, but as long as these guys cut great promos and make me laugh, I'm all down for it. I don't mind. So I do believe Kevin Owens and Jericho are two main points on Raw while I watch it. That's one of my opinions. I felt that the interviews with Sasha and Charlotte were pretty decent. I did enjoy that they was interviewed by Lita, a women veteran. There was no one else I would have chosen. In my opinion, Charlotte is literally the woman dominator of the division. I just love Charlotte. Out of all the 4 horsewomen and all the women on the rosters, I love Charlotte. I do think she's unique. I think she's totally different. Now, a lot of people give her hate because she's a Flair, but she takes that on board and she makes herself unique and different from Ric Flair. She's still got some of the moves, don't get me wrong, but I just love Charlotte. I do. She's my personal favourite. Sasha comes in close behind. Becky, obviously. Paige, obviously nowadays Paige's got a lot of hate because of the situations and the storylines, but Paige was a great wrestler, there's no doubt about it. And I'm sure there's plenty of other women like Bayley and stuff like that. I do believe there's a lot of good women on both rosters. Another good point, which always is a good point to me, whether it's rubbish promos, whether it's a rubbish match, the cruiserweights. Now, if you don't like the cruiserweights, I'll be very shocked, because the cruiserweights, people had a lot of hate towards them because they didn't think it was going to do well. They've come into Monday Night Raw and made Raw triple times better. I love TJ Perkins. I love Brian Kendrick, I love Tony Nese, I love Drew Gulak, I love a whole cruiserweight division. I think they perform so well, they act mature, I think their promo work's great. Last week's promo work with Brian Kendrick and TJ was absolutely perfect. This week didn't go to disappoint again. They teamed TJ Perkins up with Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander. Them two have been working great together. They've been going against Tony Nese and Drew Gulak, who teamed up with Brian Kendrick, who TJ Perkins is going up against. It is all mixed, it all makes sense, and it was a great match. I do believe it was a great match. I was expecting Brian Kendrick to pick up the win. He did get the win. I was happy with the result. I was happy with the storyline. The match was just perfect. I thought it was one of the best points of the night. But going into the last good point, guys, well, you can all guess it. The main reason why we watch Monday Night Raw mainly tonight, if you didn't watch it because of this reason, I'll be very shocked. Goldberg! Goldberg is absolutely great. He was one of my favourites as a kid. He's still one of my favourites. He may not be in shape like he was before, but we all can't expect him at that sort of age to be in that sort of shape. Goldberg's on the show. He's going up against Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman's cutting great promos, which is another good point. What more could you ask for? Goldberg coming back again, showing his great promos. He had a few little muck-ups here and there. He called it 2K17 WWE, I think he said, or something like that. I didn't care. I was so intrigued. I wanted him to speak with attitude, with aggression. He's going to come out and beat Brock Lesnar again. And he done it. He kept the feud going. At the beginning, I wasn't interested, but seeing Goldberg yet again in that ring after 12 years, I'm absolutely interested, and I can't wait to see the match. What about you guys? What did you guys think of all the good points I said and the bad points? Don't forget to put in the comment section below your good and bad points. I'm going to go with a 5 out of 10 rating. I do believe a 5 out of 10 rating suits it best. I do think Raw was pretty decent. I don't think it was terrible. It was good and bad points here and there. So guys, that is it. That was my Raw review. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget in the comment section below to put your good points, your bad points, and your Raw rating. I pretty much think 5 out of 10 was a pretty average rating for them. They could have done a lot worse and they could have done a lot better, but hell, what the hell, it was a decent episode. I only watched the highlights. I didn't sit there and watch the whole 3 hours. I think it's killing it with the whole 3 hour thing. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? As I said, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and in the description below there'll be links to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my email, and Wrestling Amino username. Thanks again, guys, and don't forget, this is Pure Wrestling. See you in the next video, guys.